Party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night is the best of the best friend weekend. We can party all night. Shout out the whole podcast crew. Everybody already know what it do. When you really gotta kill it, ain't nobody gonna feel it. When you really gotta tell them it's my crew. It's best friend weekend. We can party all night. We got Ross moving, Los, Rumble, Aldo NICE is the uncle.
Last week, I found myself in a couple peculiar situations, the type of situations that could go left at a drop of a dime. I'm talking about road rage. And both of these situations was really no fault of my own. And with this just brings me to my next point. The first situation, I'm going a respectable 5 over the speed limit. Some dude gets from behind me, gets on the side of me, then just gets, passes me up. I just continue just doing what I'm doing. I gets even with him. I look to the left. I guess he thought I was looking at him for a second too long. He just started mouthing out shit, talking crazy to me. So naturally, I'm just start laughing at him and I just tell him some shit back. But I can see why he'd be mad, you know what I'm saying? He was in a rust bucket and his baby mama was subpar. You got to watch yourself in these situations, people. Because when dudes get in front of their old lady or any type of ladies, they get extra macho man Randy Savage. The next situation was this chick, you know what I'm saying? She just gives me the finger, ladder down in the wheat, you know what I'm saying? And I just rolled down my window. I'm like, bro, what's up with that? She was like, I got low profile tires. You just cut me off. And y'all, I honestly did not cut this young lady off. She just was on some other shit. And I say all this to say, y'all, you got to watch out, bro, because these road rage situations could be the demise of a lot of people. And like my pops always say, you got to be a defensive driver, bro. You got to drive out for everybody. Even if it's not your fault, people out here wild, bro.
I say, whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend Podcast. It's your man, Aldo NICE.
It's your boy Los, a.k.a. C.A.P.
And we just have a special guest on just for this episode. It's our homeboy. You can introduce yourself.
It's Just Devaughn. I ain't got no special intro. Just Devaughn.
per usual, Just Devaughn hopping on with us, man. Look, Devaughn, I'm going to throw it to you, man. What do you think about Rumble's thoughts on road rage, man?
Man, I'm from Houston, so I'm always careful about road rage because too many people out here got guns and too many people be shooting people. Whatever. I've seen too many videos of Houston people popping out and getting in a fight and guns. So I'm always wary of the road rage.
I mean, for me, I've definitely been in a situation where people had road rage against me because I will dip and dab in front of you. But I won't put you at danger. But if you lagging, if I catch you lacking, bruh, I'm in there because I don't wait in lines. You know how when you getting off 610 to go to 59 South, I'm not waiting that long line.
Oh, nobody waits.
I'm just going.
Who waits?
No. Yeah, so I'm just gonna slide in, and when you looking down at your phone, I'll be over in your spot. I mean, but I got later honked the horn at me for 5 straight minutes.
I feel like it's only wrong if you stop they flow of traffic. Like if I get in front of you and you got to tap your brake, I'm wrong. But if I ease in front of you and nothing happened, man, that's the flow of traffic.
So, I mean, one of my first things that I learned about city driving was just this. Nobody really want to get in a wreck. So if you like sometimes you just stick your head in there, man, you just be assertive and you can really do what you want to do. But I get your idea about etiquette, there is etiquette involved with it. But like if I pull up to, like you said, if I'm pulling up to 59 going towards downtown and then you could either go to that 529 spur or you could keep going on 59 and all the traffic is on the right. I'm driving up to the end of the beginning of the line and I'm sticking my little head in there because nobody really want to get in a wreck.
Nobody really want to get. Everybody don't want to get pregnant. But I think, you every now and then you'll catch that person who trying to have that baby.
Oh yeah, they got some. I mean, I'm saying when I say nobody, I mean really, most rational minded individuals.
Yeah, most people don't. Most people.
Yeah, most people. Yeah. Most people don't want to get in the wreck. So another thing that he touched on that just made too much sense was if you add the road rage factor to the stunting in front of your old lady factor.
Oh boy.
He said a man was in a rust bucket and his old lady was subpar, but he was in front of his old lady. His old lady. What do you mean?
What? Or even a little dude. No, you catch a little youngster. Them little youngsters. What it was Monday. Little youngster had tried to poke his head in there. Little El Mexicano. He was like, "Nah, you're not getting in here." Hey, but he hopped out of his car and he gave him the finger gun. Like, you hit my car, I'm gonna shoot you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Little youngster. And he was in the wrong. He was right in front of me.
Oh.
He ain't had no gun because if he did, he pulled it. But, yeah, them, you catch a little youngster. He with the shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
youngster with the shit.
I get that. But, I mean, I guess, like you said, road rage is an issue that's going to be regardless of, like, age or whatever. People get pissed off in them whips. And it is what it is, man. Look, I told you the other day I was this ain't got road rage in it, but sometimes you just be nervous. I told him I was telling this story to Los this weekend. I was out running, getting my little regular jog on, getting it in. And I was coming back in the neighborhood, and a dude pulled his car up next to me, and then he hopped out, stopped the car next to me, hopped out, and then walked around towards the back door. And I'm running, and I just stopped and turned around and looked at him like,
Arbery.
Like, oh shit, I'm a Maud Arbery. What he about to do?
Yeah,
he about to take me out. Like, how I get out of this? And so I'm just walking backwards away from him. And I'm like, when he pull out that tool, I'm gonna have to hop one of these fences. Like, that's what I mean. I don't know why he want to murk me, but he here for me.
You just never know.
And then he opened that back door and readjusted his son's little seatbelt, and then got back to the car.
Oh yeah. Hey man, shout out my boy Raj, bro. He got a dog. What happened?
Yeah, so like we said, the road rage is a real thing, man. And low profile tires, man. Explain that to me real quick. That just mean you got more rim than tire?
Yeah.
That mean when you go and you buy a car and you're not satisfied with what's on the ground, you're on the ground at the moment. So what you do is you go buy some tires that rims are not supposed to go on your car. So you have to get like the thinnest tires you can possibly find, like rubber bands. They put big black rubber bands on their rim, and then they stick them on your car. And the thing that they do, especially in Houston, they know you're going to be back. So they give you a deal on that, right? They give you a deal. And they just keep charging you every month for a new tire or a new rim to fix your rim because it's bent all the time.
Yeah, it's like a rim subscription service.
Yeah, basically.
That's basically all.
It's like Netflix, but add like $200 on to it.
That's why when you be like at any like Camden apartment complex, they always got one nice car that be taking forever to go over the speed bumps. Like, I'm like, dog, why are you taking a minute to get your first wheel over the speed bump? Like, that's what that is. Yeah. But you stand in the camp.
If you hit the crack, those cracks when you get to the bridge, that little bloop. When you get to the bridge on 59, every time you hit those, he gotta get a new tire. So he just take Gessner everywhere.
That's all it is.
Gessner and Maine.
Are these dudes related to the dudes who have to every time they go out of town got to drive their car? Or do they? They're the same. That's the same people.
They're the same guy.
Same guy.
Same exact person.
Guy. That's like it's a perfect. Their Venn diagram is a perfect circle.
So what's more obnoxious? The low profile tire or the 84s?
84s.
Definitely.
I hate
definitely 84s. It is what it is. I know it's a Houston thing, but it's just
it encroaches on other
people's
people's
ones don't
ability.
even be real. The new ones don't even be real. It's just there.
Yeah. You can't even parallel park the correct way with 84s.
I feel like the thing about 84s is they encroach on other people's good times, and the low profiles is just messing up you. You only could be mad at you. Like,
yeah. You're not affecting anybody else's life with that, unless you're taking a minute to get over the speed bump. But other than that, it is what it is.
We over here trying to deliver a baby, and you going over the speed bump.
Yeah,
super slow.
2 minutes two minutes per tire.
Man, I guess if I was behind that boy, he'd burn my Boudin. Let me tell you another thing that burns my Boudin this week. Man, the first thing that burns my Boudin this week is, man, why the sun gotta be so hot, man?
I mean, what is it supposed to be?
We get it, okay? We get it. It's hot outside. We get it.
Yeah.
They said that Death Valley reached 130 degrees this week, but man, I was outside. I be going
LSU stadium, football stadium.
No, Clemson, nigga.
Oh, I know you.
The place where
disrespectful.
The place where the Undertaker from, his hometown. I don't know if he's from Death Valley or parts unknown, but no, man. I don't know if y'all been outside this week, but it's obnoxious. It's like baking your face.
It's retarded. It's horrible.
Like,
I ran outside this week, so I get it.
It's horrible.
And then it'd be like stupid times in the day. It'd be like 6 o'clock. It's 105 degrees.
So it takes forever to cool down. And that's sad when it gets dark and it's like 85 and you're like, oh, this is nice. It's 85 degrees outside at night.
No, it's sad because you don't like you cheap and you don't like your electric bill to be high. God. So during the day, since you work from home, you keep it on 75. And you like, okay, I just run the fans. But then your AC still be on.
I'm dying.
Trying to keep it 75 in your house.
Dying.
When usually you keep it 70.
I got mine on 78. Like, it only get cool here nights and not nights, just weekends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm 75, 76 during the day with the fan on, zooming with no shirt.
You was that teacher that got caught?
No shirt on.
No shirt. Out of there. All I'm saying is the sun is doing too much, man. I used to look like Odell, now I look like damn Jarvis Landry, man. That's all I'm telling you from going outside. I'm black.
That's true. Now you're not wrong.
I'm Krispy Kreme now, man. I can't even pretend like I'm light skinned no more.
I don't know what you look like now. I don't know when you look like Odell. I haven't seen you in a minute, but
me neither. But I was gonna let him have it.
I meant like I'm in my little hair and my little dances, my dance moves.
Oh, okay, I got you. You was in that new.
Oh, so you be twerking?
I had that new Drake video.
I reached back like 1-3. Yeah, all that.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, why are you mad? I don't need y'all to be mad. I don't need y'all to be as mad as you're being right now.
I was congratulating you. You was just at the Nike offices with Drake for that little video. That's not bad.
There you go. Man, both of y'all burned my Boudin. Let me tell you another thing that burns my Boudin this week. People who got poo podcasts burn my week. now we've talked about people who got too smart podcasts, and that burns my Boudin. And people who got like other podcasts usually burn my Boudin, but it's not a full like on thing. Like I like certain podcasts. I listen to the Rewatchables. I watch listen to Bill Simmons all the time. They got a Bomani. They got a lot of podcasts I listen to. Like No Jumper I put on. You know, it's a bunch of things.
What about local people? What about local podcasts you listen to?
They pretty poo. In my humble opinion, that's the only one I rock with, man. Stop it, man.
It's not a lot out there. I think it's because you got so many
saturated.
Podcast is the mixtape. Everybody can make one at this point.
Yeah.
So since everybody can make one, all these people be making one, and sometimes it's just not interesting.
I just think people miss the whole makeup of podcast. I think you got to either be funny, have some super dope content, or it has to be witty or something. But you can't just have a podcast where y'all just on there talking about absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
like you have to have something that people like, even if it's on some stupid nigga shit. It got to be funny.
And even if you're gonna do it, whatever you do, keep doing it. Like, how you gonna have a no content, you not funny, and then y'all release every other
once a month,
5 months? Like, I'm like, dang, who cares? Like, it's January, we ain't done nothing since March, but here go another one.
We back. We back at your neck.
I know we took off the last 3 months, but we back at y'all. We had to get rid of them other 2 chicks who wasn't keeping up with the bargain.
And we back.
You petty.
Talking about the same.
The petty man.
Talking about the same stuff y'all heard us talking about 6 months ago.
Petty man.
Girl, did you hear old boy broke up with his girl?
Yeah.
Petty man.
Then they be trying to catch up on the news they got missed. Well, we missed a lot of stuff, so we gonna go back. I'm like, nah, don't do that.
Megan Thee Stallion head got shot.
In case y'all didn't know. You know what I mean? No, I mean, it is what it is, but then we talking about this, and we was talking about this off air. It's just the phenomenon of the fact that we all have been podcasting for a while, for some years. and we get contacted by Upstart Podcast, and it's good. You want to help people. You want to give people the game. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to, I don't mind ever telling people like, hey, look, this is a good way to do it. This might not be the best. And I always say, keep doing it. And you're going to find out within a couple of months if people dig in what you're doing. You're going to, like, you could be the most popular person. You could be the person with the best job. You could feel like you got like a lot of stuff to talk about. But the public everybody will give you a chance on your first couple of episodes. They'll hit listen. And they'll find out real quick. But I kind of, what I found is, and what we said before is, it takes people a while to find their groove. So if you would have hit listen on our first episode, this is clearly not the same thing that it is 3.5 years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Every Friday.
And the consistency is real. But no, just a thought, man. Poo Podcast do burn my boudin, man. Y'all got to get better. So just a little bit. That's it. Another thing that burns my boudin this week is the post office shenanigans. What are our thoughts on this? I mean, is it possible that Trump can really just sit up here and say, you know what, post office, I ain't giving y'all no money. Fuck y'all. No mail-in ballots. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I'm going to win. Get it how
Email it.
Is this really happening in real life in our face is what I'm asking y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
The commander-in-chief, and he has a bunch of engines. That's messed up. Wow. He got a bunch of people who just on his same level as him, under him, who think the way he thinks.
The wildest thing about Trump is that he's doing, he's getting stuff accomplished, and it's difficult to defend against him because he's doing it in a way that nobody thought he would. Like, the Republicans have been trying to get rid of the post office for a minute. I don't think anybody thought, it's like, everything Trump gets rid of, he's like, nah, I'm going to run it. I'm going to just put somebody in charge that's going to run it really badly.
Run it how I want it to be run, yep.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I'm not trying to shut it down. I'm like, he tweeted out the other day, save the post office.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's wild, where it's like, I am literally acting like I'm running this. How do you defend against that? And I'm mad that everybody involved, from the post office to the Democrats to we just looking like, so what do we do? I was like, dog, nobody knows what to do.
Yeah. You know what? This gonna sound crazy, but he running the country like a nigga. Like he just wake up and be like, I'm doing this, and he tweet about it. Like he like a 24, 23-year-old nigga with gold teeth, with skinny jeans, who's sad, with the shirt with the belt buckle
running the country like they were racistly saying Obama was gonna do. Like I was like, all the stuff, all them caricatures y'all had of Obama, that's Trump.
Yeah.
Like, my nigga came in here with baby mamas and he got all his friends' jobs. Yeah. And he just be handing shit out. And then he just does what he wants to do.
He got his cousins sitting in on the briefing every morning. They getting the briefing. You know
it's stuff you never thought to defend again. Like, you never thought somebody would be like, hey, Mr. President, should your kids be in the room?
Yeah.
That was what the news was at first. Like, are you allowed to just bring whoever you want to the White House meetings? They were like, well, nah, nobody ever did that before, so we don't know.
We don't know
how to Percy, Mercy, Cursey, Mercy,
and
Silk,
and Vishon, right?
And don't forget Mia X. Y'all tripping.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, dog, No Limit.
It's stupid.
Hey, on a completely
we definitely about to get to No Limit Chronicles in a second. We're gonna run back that shit in a second. But yeah,
Trump, I was still dealing with the president though.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Dog, Donald Trump might pardon C. Murder.
I don't think he's that yet.
Dog, Kim Kardashian is tweeting about C. Murder like he just went to jail.
We know he followed. Yeah,
and the thing is,
Kim Kardashian got the president's ear. If Kim Kardashian gets Donald Trump and Donald Trump thinks black people are so one-dimensional that he's like, if I free C. Murder, maybe they'll vote for me.
My thing, hold up. Free C. Murder. Let's go to this other thing. What I don't understand about Free C. Murder right now is why is Free Mac not the thing that we saying right now? Like
big facts.
I don't know.
Like Mac is way more innocent than C. Murder, and
I agree.
like, come on, man. Is C Murder just a bigger name?
He's a better track
Fuck out of
record.
here. That sounds crazy.
I don't even understand. Even on that documentary, it's like,
hold on, Max.
God.
I thought Max still in jail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Max never getting out.
Mac. The crazy thing about Mac, like C Murder allegedly was with a whole bunch of dudes, went to a club, knocked down a juvenile, shot him in the chest. He definitely was involved in beating him up. All of that happened, and he had prior charges and everything else like that. And it's free C Murder. When Mac never had any prior charges, was at the club with his mama and daddy. Somebody got shot. He ran over there with the gun, like, where my mama, where my mama. Mm-hmm. And he got arrested.
With the gun in the air.
And with the gun in the air, the bullets didn't match the gun that he had. Somebody else admitted to the murder, and he's in jail for life. And we talk about free C Murder.
I don't even know how on that documentary. I thought when I was watching the documentary, I'm like, oh, people gonna start saying free Mac. It was literally like, oh, this was wild. And moving on.
Right? No, I watched the A&E documentary. I was telling this to Los. It was either A&E or Investigation Discovery. But that little New Orleans former homicide detective, he got a show on there, and it's like they go meet with families who think that their loved one is innocent, and they do a whole investigation, and it's like on Investigation Discovery. It's a whole bunch of different type of cases. It's not normally famous people, it's whatever. But one episode was about Mac, and they found like yes, Mac is probably innocent. Like the Innocence Project took it up and everything else, like. And I'm like, okay, yeah, C Murder.
He in Jefferson Parish though. They ain't letting that man go.
And that's what it is.
That's exactly.
It's literally just Jefferson Parish. Nah, we good. He in jail now. It's done.
No, he did it. Even if he didn't, he did it. So what?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So like, why you sitting up here trying to talk about evidence? The case is over. Like, oh, okay.
Okay, I wasn't gonna go there right off the top, but shit, let's run it this way, man. The Chronicles series on BET. So obviously they had the No Limit Daddy. We did a whole thing. Check that out once again on YouTube.
The numbers are running up too.
Yeah, it goes ham. But then they backdoored and it's like Rough Ryders. My dog's gone. Your dog's gone. And then we go. First we had him like, now they like, why baby? Yeah, that one. Okay. No Limit.
That's Roger. Never mind.
Then Ruff. Stop it. That's why we should have Roger on the podcast so he could.
That was Roger's new dog.
Because he got the dog.
Anyway, No Limit, and then they backdoor with Rough Ryders. Are those two labels comparable? Devaughn, I'm asking you. You Music Daddy 101. Every time you come on here, we talk music. I know it. Are No Limit and Rough Ryders comparable? I understand that when I was in high school, those were the posters I had on my wall. I had Master P, I had the Crime Family, and I had like this Master P, I had a Silk one, and I had DMX, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. So like I had those posters on the wall in my room. It was the same time, they're contemporaries. But are the labels comparable?
I think when you're looking at it, No Limit, and I liked about the documentary where they're really showing how Master P was running a business as a record label as a business. Yeah. So you get to see the breadth of how much stuff they released and why he was releasing it that way. Yeah. I feel like you could say Rough Ryders is comparable in the fact that I think people really forget how much music DMX physically sold. Like, that's the other reason why I give a lot of shouts out to Master P or DMX or anybody in the physical era to sell that much amount of product where people had to go and get it.
Yeah, the actual CD, yeah.
That's a huge thing. Like, every day now, it's different because every day somebody break a record. Mm-hmm. Every day somebody release, Meg break a record, Cardi break a record, Drake broke a record. Drake's about to break another record. Drake about to break the record that he already broke.
Yeah.
But when you sell a physical CD, like DMX released 2 platinum albums in the same year.
He did.
And you're like, that was just not a thing.
Can I put a pin in it? Can I put a pin in it and just say this? That maybe technology plays a part in that, right? Like if you think about like 1992 or whatever, if Criss Cross dropped the album or whomever else, when a tape is the primary medium, that's not as appealing of a thing to buy or an 8-track or a cassette. Like the CD was the apex of music at the time. Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was so much easier to just this song, the next song, then this song with the Walkman and everything. And I feel like they hit at the time when people wanted CDs, and this was the hot artist. I don't know. That's just my thought.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
No, I don't think they really matter because even during the tape era, people were going to get tapes. I think too,
I
they
don't
were
think people
dubbing
was
them.
going platinum like that. Super crazy.
No, but listen. I'm saying they
people
were
was
dubbing
going
tapes.
gold at that time. It was happening.
It was easy to dub tapes back then too.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, if you had the True Daddy.
Yeah. So you saying it was the golden era right before the dubbing of CDs?
Yes.
Okay.
So once you start burning CDs, people start falling off a little bit. 50 went up. You know, Wayne, the people still was going up, but it wasn't just crazy.
Like Jay-Z was cheating
one little era.
and buying his own albums and shit.
That's what they said, allegedly. We don't put that out. Allegedly. Jay-Z don't shut us down.
But no, he's absolutely right, because I was burning CDs in 98, 99.
Yeah.
And we were one of the only people with a CD burner. So it was easy. I had a homeboy that had one and we were selling
Everybody had a computer.
When I say that's the golden age of being able to sell a burnt CD for $10.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yes.
Boy.
Yes. You could sell you could sell it for $10 and people be happy. Now you can't give me a burnt CD.
You remember?
I remember boss was living like that. Like, that's how they were feeding their family.
No, absolutely. And then people would start showing up to the barbershop talking about, all right, I got these CDs. I give you 4 CDs for $10. Like, it got to the point where it was like, the market that got sold, like, nah, nigga, we don't need a burnt CD from you like that. Like,
I just downloaded off LimeWire.
All that. But, okay. So you said they're comparable in the sense of the amount of physical CDs that they sold. I just don't think the impact and the story and the cohesiveness of Rough Ryders is anything like that of No Limit.
Master, I don't think many people can compare to No Limit. I don't think there are too many. No Limit and Death Row. Like, we're talking about in that time, for 2 black men to run a major company where they're basically saying, I need you to distribute my stuff and I'm going to take the lion's share of it.
That's big.
That's huge. Like, I don't think you get a Death Row, a No Limit, or Cash Money. When you look at them, that's different. Where they made so much money, like, were it not for sure getting in illegal trouble and all that other kind of stuff, all these people are eating off of money from back then. Still, you don't get labels eating off of money back then. I don't think the Rough Ryders are eating off money from back then.
Because when I think Rough Ryders, I don't have a single access point of an individual besides DMX, who I think is Rough Ryders. Like,
no, you got Eve.
That's okay. I get your point. I got Drag on CDs. I got the Locks. I understand that it was more people than just DMX. I'm just saying
who big. Okay.
Well, I'm saying big. like who is the face of, like, what was Rough Ryders? Was Rough Ryders started by DMX, or was it like Swiss Beats? Like, I don't know their whole story. I guess
no, it was
I forgot
it's
D and Y, and then they do more stuff with DMX. I mean, Swiss don't even come along till a little bit.
So
later,
that's my point. Like, I don't have a when I say Rough Ryders, I don't know who's the what was the catalyst of that. Like, Master P is No Limit, and I think what's awesome about Master P and them, and just this documentary brings it to light, the longevity, the success, is all rooted in the fact that I gotta watch myself. The views expressed by Aldo NICE before I say this out of my mouth. Master P ain't Baby, and he ain't Jay Prince, and he ain't Suge Knight. Master P was actually taking care of his artists. And I think that the success of No Limit and the good faith and the goodwill is based upon the fact that it seemed like he was good to people, bro. I'm just saying that, bro.
Except for Beats by the Pound.
No, it's not he. Except for Beats by the Pound.
Man, look,
except for Beats by the Pound. I will
say this.
Definitely except for Beats by the Pound.
The amount of artists that came back, and some of the artists that were in that documentary had problems with P in the past, but the amount that came back and still came on and was like, hey, P was fair. Like,
he gave me a house.
P gave you a house. P gave you a car. P gave you a bank account with money in it. And it was all in your name. When Snoop is like, I'm the #1 rapper in the, like, that's the other thing. People forget Snoop was the #1 rapper in the world, bar none, hands down, no getting around it. And then he's like, I didn't get no money until I went with Master P.
That boy said he ain't see $1 million till he got with P.
When you got Snoop Dogg saying, I went to Master P, and I was like, oh, I'll get on Mystical's track. Just give me, I don't know, $3,500.
Yeah.
And he
Snoop
gave
Dogg is
$35,000.
asking for $3,500.
Yeah.
So that's
the thing that caught me off guard was
I wish I knew I could have got a Snoop verse for
$3,500.
$3,500. But go ahead. Which is
That's all I thought was. I was like, Doug, Snoop in those days was selling verses for $3,000. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's Snoop Dogg. Like, that's unheard of. Master P, I think, almost single-handedly raises the price for all rappers across the board.
Now, I just think, like Snoop said, he was just broke. He was just trying to get any money he could. I don't think Snoop knew how big he was to the world yet. Maybe
no,
so.
man. Stop that.
Oh,
But why would you ask for $3,500?
Los, Doggy Style was already out, Los.
Because I think Snoop was already in a situation where, like I said, he's not getting paid by his label.
Yeah.
Master P, he almost pays his artists like he's a movie company. Like he's I pay you up front. Like, here's the money. It's here. Because I'm going to make this money on the back end. I'm getting, when you go to a label and say, here's $300,000 for Mystical.
That's crazy.
Because I'm going to get $8 a CD. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, here's $300,000. I'm going to get this money back once we drop. So, now if you're making $1 a CD, you're a little bit more cautious about who you're working with and what you're doing. But when you get $8, you saw P. He's like, I don't care what's coming out. You got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Drop an album and let's go. Let's move. We don't have time. I'm out here packaging up product to get out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their business acumen and the way that they did their thing is legendary. And like watching that documentary just kind of brought it back to light. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling Los for a while. I've been working on a No Limit piece I got coming out. Well, I'm talking about a tattoo. Because I feel like they were such an inspiration. And you know, on some crazy shit, how you just named, you said Cash Money, No Limit, and Death Row. We talk about this all the time, man. And this is going to sound like tooting our own horn, and we do it all the time, but it is what it is. I feel like it's just something in the water, man. Something special about Louisiana, bro. And I'm just going to keep saying that. Because, like,
it absolutely is.
When they talk about per capita of athletes who make it to the NFL from Louisiana and everything else, like, and then when you talk about music, like, why wasn't that Atlanta? Why wasn't that Mississippi? Why wasn't that Georgia or Mississippi or Alabama or Florida? Why weren't those huge labels where like these transformative things happening from people from them places? Why was it two from Louisiana? And it's just like I just tell you something different in the air. But go ahead, Devaughn.
I think it's struggle. I think all great creativity comes from places where there's struggle. I think if you look back at that time, and y'all are from Louisiana, I mean, even the hip hop community was not paying attention to Louisiana. Everything was focused on New York. Everything was focused on Atlanta. Not even Atlanta. They were New York, Los Angeles. They're like, and even when you're talking about the spread, people were still, if you were here, you knew. If you're in Texas, Louisiana, you knew. But the rest of the world, even in hip hop, was like, Doug, we don't listen to them. And they didn't care until they saw, oh, this dude sells CDs out the trunk. Like, how many?
Oh, he hustle? Okay.
Oh, you selling that? And once you selling things like CDs out the trunk, it's the same thing as like those skits from all the H-Town art, like Chameleonaire and all them, where they was like, oh, here, we'll give you $1 million. $1 million? Nigga, I sold CDs out the trunk. I made $1 million last week. You're offering me a percentage of what I already get?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
True. Slim Thug.
So when Master P is, I mean, you look at Master, I would say this thing really highlighted, and you have to look back at even, remember all the critiques of Master P at the time.
Oh, yeah.
His music is horrible.
Somebody actually commented on our YouTube and said that Master P is horrible and blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, bro.
Look.
All right, kid.
The quality of that whole documentary was one of the best documentaries that I have seen on BET.
Yeah.
That was made by the same...
Except for the actors. Except for the act.
But I will say this. That's made by the same man that y'all was clowning about I got the hookup. Like, I've built a foundation, and it's now I can make it better.
Yeah.
But first, I got to get this money in. Like, once they see I can get the money, I don't have to run around and be like, "Oh, Universal, will you please give me money?"
I think P was one of the first people that we actually seen that can really sell water to a well, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, when people say that, like, he was one of the first people you see that can actually sell water to a well.
My man is selling rap snacks.
My
man is selling
noodles.
Like, he recognizes what things are, and the funny thing about it is, I hear the same. That's why I support the rap snacks or the noodles. I'm like, look, is this the most healthiest thing? Absolutely not.
No,
like, I'm not saying that chips, but y'all buy Pringles all the time. I don't hear y'all out here talking about how unhealthy Pringles are.
Yeah.
Y'all buy ramen noodles all the time. I don't hear that.
Well,
and in 20 years, if mass,
you know, that's the Kamala Harris effect. You know, that's the black people always got.
Now it's time to
some other
when black
people
do it, it's time to pay attention.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, what'd you do? Are you black? So that's it. You talk about Kamala. I have never seen so many black people interested in what prosecutors do until she popped up.
Yeah.
Now it's like, wait a minute, what were you doing as a prosecutor? I said, yo, as a prosecutor, she wasn't as bad as what y'all. First of all the Congress is prosecutors. Everybody.
True.
I don't hear you throwing out these white men that are prosecutors.
Well, I mean,
like, what did they do?
Like, from a bigger standpoint, we talked a lot about this last week. And I mean, from a bigger standpoint, it's kind of like, you know, she checks off so many boxes that can be seen as troublesome for black folk, right? Like, if Barack Obama was running for president and he had a white wife, people would feel away. Like,
absolutely.
And black women acting like it's not like that's crazy for black men or whomever to feel a way about her having a white husband is that's disingenuous. Because if that was the shoe was on the other foot, you would be saying the same.
They'd be high.
They'd be saying the same thing. So that, and then talking about kind of her history with what people say she may have did coming up, and then the prosecuting type of thing. Like, I can see why these are things it's fair to call them on it, but it's not fair. I honestly don't think it's fair to put this not the right idea to put this in a public forum. This should be an in-house conversation amongst black people, and we should still all be voting against Donald Trump. Like, that is the...
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's
my thing is, too, you're a prosecutor, man. You don't know. I mean, ain't like she was she was just waiting to find all the innocent black men, like, oh, you going to jail.
Yeah.
And then sometimes in her position, she wasn't even over a lot of those cases. She was over the department. You know what I mean?
A lot of this gets blown up because now it's like, it is a thing where it's like, okay, now it's a black person, so I want to speak to what all of their office was doing. Because you should have known about all this and everything that was going on and whatnot. And I have no problem. The truth is, that is how we should be looking at prosecutors. All the time.
Yeah.
Not just her.
Picking and choosing.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So every time we have anybody come up, like, you a prosecutor? I'm like, dog, show me your whole record. Like, how many people were you putting away? Like, what is this for? Because let's be honest. That's why people became prosecutors. Like, you get up here and you say, yo, I'm tough on crime. I put all these people in jail, and now y'all should vote me in.
Yeah.
Niggas used to run commercials like, look how many people I put in jail.
Law and Order. Like, she should be able to talk that Law and Order shit more than Trump, honestly. Like,
that's the problem.
Ice-T talk more Law and Order shit than Trump. That don't
you saw day one where once they announced her, people didn't even know what to say to her on the Republican side. Yeah. They was like, yo, she a radical and she gonna free everybody out of jail, but she also put them all in jail.
At the same
time.
Like,
what?
That's funny.
It's like, oh, okay.
And we need to see her birth certificate. Yeah.
the birth certificate thing is wild. Like, I'm
she's from England.
Y'all going for?
No, she's not from England, nigga. She from fucking Jamaica. Keep up, Los. See, this is why we gotta.
No, I do that.
We gotta get Los some reading materials. I gotta give him something to read and then never check to see if he read it.
I'm just saying.
I gotta give you some reading material, but I'm never going to circle back to like Just Devaughn back in the gap.
First of all, I read that material. You just never checked it.
I'm not a good homeschool teacher, man. This
man Aldo put together a book club and invited nobody else.
Just you. Hey, I want you to read.
Yeah. doing this book club. I was like, I read the book. I'm like, hey, I'm done. How's it going? Man, we going to get it together. Said, okay.
Did I give you a copy of the book? I bought you the book.
Yeah.
I bought. No, you gave me a copy. You did give me a
Don't
copy.
act like you bought the book. I bought the book.
No. I didn't buy the book. I didn't buy the book. You gave me a copy.
What was
That
it?
had me even more
Was it
confident.
culturally and linguistically responsive teaching?
No.
Nah, I honestly forgot what it was. That wasn't it though.
Was it the pedagogy of the
I
oppressed?
think
That's what that. No, you said that. That's what you wanted the next book to be.
Oh yeah, we'd have to do the first book to get to the next book though.
We got to do the
let's
first
do
book.
it here, man.
As a matter of fact, when you gave us the books, that's what had me more confident that this was going to happen. Because I was like, oh, he bought the books?
Who else did I give a book to?
You gave it to me and Los.
Oh well, Los didn't read that book.
Definitely didn't read that book. I asked him for the audio book. He didn't give it to me.
Wow.
I don't have time for people. Like the part is that all of y'all didn't read the book.
I read.
What I look like getting in front of the class and talking about a book that only one student read.
I read the book.
I would just piggyback off what Just Devaughn would have said.
Yeah, and I would have gave you a test the first day and made y'all all eyes on your own paper. Man, speaking of it, man, y'all two is both like teaching virtual school right now, man. Let's talk about that a bit.
Best thing ever invented in life.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
The
floor is yours to talk about virtual school.
Best thing ever invented in life. I think it's two things. Well, three things. Maybe a few. I think what it is it's making people responsible for their child's education. You know what I mean? It might cause a little strain, but I think certain people are out here just thinking it's our teachers, just teachers, you know, I'm going to throw them over there. It's daycare. They think teaching schools is daycare. Now you got to realize, okay, you got to actually, your child is not who you thought your child was. When that teacher was calling your house, saying all that stuff, and you was cussing them out and hanging up the phone and not answering the phone and not coming to pick them up, now you see. You know what I'm saying? So I think you got to start appreciating teachers a lot more now. Not all of them, but as a whole, teachers. All right? 2, I love it.
Said he love it.
I love it. The best thing, Javon, I don't know if you know that mute all, and then you check the box and say they cannot unmute. They might unmute themselves. Oh my God.
Nah, yes.
Oh my.
No,
God.
I agree with that already. Like,
oh my God, dog. That's one of the best features. And the next best feature is the waiting room. You want to sit in my class and play and clown like I'm some little clown dude? Not having that in here. Waiting room. Click on your picture. Waiting room. Go take your little break, bro.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You come back. When you come back, I wait. Give you 5. Come back. Hey, you ready? Thumbs up if you're ready, because you on mute. Thumbs up. You ready? All right, let's go. And I'm gonna continue teaching. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna have your brother popping in and out. You're not gonna be playing with your cat. I'm not dealing with that. And the thing about it, I've learned too, the kids who really want to learn are learning and enjoying it. Like, I realized I got more participation than some of the classroom teachers. They did an analytics thing. They sent the log out Monday from the last week.
It's the same thing. I would say it like this. I think we got like a fundamental opportunity. I think we got the opportunity to fundamentally change how we do education in this country. Like, this could be a turning point. I got kids that, I've taught 7th and 8th grade, so I've moved around.
Yeah.
I've had kids that I've taught in the 7th grade, in particular, that have gone to other schools, have not been successful and come back, and now I have them again. And these kids are like, when you give them the opportunity to take full control of what they want to do in class,
boy, and
get it done.
Yeah.
I am getting a response that from certain children that I would have never thought I would have ever gotten. It's a whole lot of yes, sir, no, sir.
A lot of that. Yeah.
What more can I do on this? Mm-hmm. Hey, I looked at that video. Can you explain this to me? And so really, just like you were saying, it puts a lot of onus on the parents in terms of handling what we were handling in terms of babysitting and discipline.
Yes.
On the flip side, it puts a lot of onus on the teachers. Like, I know some people are like, oh, dog, it's school online, y'all ain't working. Dang, you have to work.
You got no
Like
choice.
there are teachers that could come in and chill. If we were in the classroom and it's like, hey, your kids like you, I like you, we're getting along, stuff's on the board, it looks like y'all doing stuff in here, I know y'all working. And nobody
don't talk,
doing
get on your
anything.
phone if you want to. Just sit down, don't talk.
Right now, I'm telling you right now, I said, look, man, I already know. Parents can look at my folder. My boss can look at my folder. Man, look, anybody in A-Leaf, if they got the access, can look at my folder at any time. So all my stuff is on point. I told my kids the same thing. Look, some of y'all could hide. Like, some of y'all, it might take 2-3 weeks for me to figure out y'all don't understand this. Because I got to keep on checking and looking at work and compiling. Man, everything come in a computer. I literally can be like, these kids do not understand convection currents. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, y'all, I'm going to put y'all in a breakout room. Y'all got to work on this. Y'all got to work on that. We could really do something with this. What I'm afraid is going to happen is we not.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Okay. Let me pause because I didn't let y'all have the flow. Because that boy Rumble last week went in and said teachers some bullshit. So I felt like I needed to bring in Just Devaughn to let teachers fire back a little bit. What I will say is this. I agree with a lot of what y'all are saying. But the idea that parents, the onus is on parents and they need to understand that their kids, whatever, I think that that's absolutely correct. But I do also believe that Rumble had a bunch of points last week, and it is a fact that teachers in a lot of cases aren't working as hard as you guys are making it seem as though. Like Devaughn, you're saying it perfectly, that it is a golden opportunity. I don't think that teachers one-to-one are taking advantage of this opportunity. I think that they're
which like, is the same teachers who don't do shit in the classroom.
No,
too.
I don't think so. I don't think that's a perfect circle of a Venn diagram. I think that some teachers who did their thing in the classroom, like Devaughn said, are comfortable with that method, and they not comfortable with like online. Like, I don't want to do this online stuff, man. This stuff's stupid. Blah 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 blah. And don't really engage. Don't learn how to use Zoom. Don't know how to use breakout room.
Oh yeah.
Don't think about think about before they get to class. How is this? What is it gonna look like? Like, what's the whole day gonna look like? And I'm telling you, like I was telling y'all about that bullshit that's going on around here with 1 hour of virtual teaching a day. Like,
that's crazy.
That don't make no sense. So everybody's not doing the same thing. That's not a district problem. That's not a district problem. That's a teacher problem. Because I'm saying
that might be the district mandate. That might be the district saying, okay, you just need to do 1 hour.
I don't know, man, because I'm looking at it and it's like other schools in the same district. Well, you might be right. You might be right. It might be the bare minimum. And I think that I've said this before, that I think that schools who don't want to go back and feel like they shouldn't be going back. I mean, they want to go back. I'm sorry. And feel like kids shouldn't be having to do virtual, or making the virtual experience less appealing because
and that's really
what it is.
What it is.
That's what it is.
You have to say what you're doing as a district. Like, you have to be like, look, we are going to be gone. Like, my whole thing is when A-Leaf paid for all them extra computers, I was like, all right, y'all going to be gone for a minute. When HISD paid for all that technology, I was like, all right, y'all gonna be gone for a second. I don't care what y'all are saying.
This ain't 3 weeks.
Y'all don't spend all this money if y'all not gonna be gone for a minute.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna be gone this long, y'all need to plan out and plan to teach.
Yes.
Now, my whole thing too is when we come back, because I've been telling my students, look, we're gonna come back. I don't know when. But if we have this basis down, I'm definitely taking this process back into the classroom.
Still using this shit.
Like, I definitely want, like, we're used to this now. Yeah. So let's keep on doing this.
If you got a computer, like, I mean, I don't want to give too much of the game, but I learned, I was watching something from the Chris Doe the other day saying, listen, if you give away the game, then people are going to trust you. So I need to start giving the game away more often. As an educator, I believe wholeheartedly in stations as being a thing for differentiation in the classroom. Like, if it's 24 kids in the classroom and you're doing a lesson and you're like, okay, these might get it, these might not, whatever. Break it up into 4 parts. 1 part doing something where they're working on independent work. one part where they're working on something like a computer, this part where you're sitting down working with them and then having them rotating and doing different things. That is a great way to teach, right? Or not all the time, but in sections. So my point is, when you go back, you do need to have like these same kind of things of watch a video. What do you think about this? Tell them bring their laptops, or if you have them in the classroom, set up the laptops where they're able to put their headphones on, watch something, use technology, actually create something and turn it in on their computer while they're sitting in their small group, while you're talking to another group, or breaking them up based upon levels, because you're using the empirical data that you're getting from the online tools that you're using. So absolutely, Devaughn, you need to bring these things back to the classroom. And I just don't think a bunch of people are actually taking it that serious or care.
And that's why I'm saying I think it's a golden opportunity. I'm talking about nationwide.
Yeah.
I don't think as a nation, because of the way we treat education from the top down, I don't think we're going to take advantage of it. Because the truth is, and I was saying this before COVID, like last year, I told my kids the same speech every year. I do not get paid to teach you. I don't. My check comes whether you learn something or not.
Hell yeah.
I get paid. The only reason they will call and interrupt my class is if I have not put in that role.
Yeah.
I get paid for you being in this building. You get the opportunity at a free education for coming in the building. That's for you. I said, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to try to give you everything I possibly can. But you also need to understand, and this is no shots at anybody in my building or any educator in general. This is top down. In America, we have decided we are going to pay educators based on students showing up. And that has affected everything we do. Look at everybody scrambling now trying to figure out how do we even figure out whether the kids are there or not? Like, that's been the biggest question since we got here. Are the kids there when they log into Zoom?
Right.
What if they do some work?
Right.
What if they call you? What if they send you an email? What if they text you? And it's little stuff like that where it's like we have such a focus on that.
Man. Devaughn, you're giving me flashbacks to when I was in the classroom, and I guess this is why I'm so upset that we never really had this substantive talk in Zoom format that we wanted to have and put on YouTube. But like, you're giving me flashbacks to the classroom about the most important thing always was, when are you putting in your attendance?
Absolutely.
Like, when are you going to be at duty? They don't care about, administrators don't usually care about like what you're teaching these kids. They care
about
walking
around every day trying to make
kids
sure
are there.
And look, I would tell the kids straight up, I'm like, even look at the times. I said, I'll tell y'all right now, my most important attendance is third period. Third period, that's the money-making attendance.
Cut off
Eighth
time.
Period, like, nobody is even worried where y'all are at 8th period.
10:30?
Like, 8th period, you could be here, you could not be here, I don't know. You are counted for the day.
Yeah.
It is done.
Money's in.
We have gotten paid off you. So my whole thing is, I treat it like the NCAA, like sports. Dog, we are making money off of you. Yeah. You need to figure out how to get something out of this.
Hey, that's why at the beginning of the year, when you first go back to school, that about attendance, that one little part be an hour and a half, almost 2 hours.
Oh my God.
Oh
my God. How many meetings have we had on attendance?
Like in service.
About attendance. And, but I think the whole thing about the online learning, and I think people are scared of technology. Like, everybody's wanting to go back to what they know, and because you can, when you're in the classroom, you can roll over your same stuff almost every year unless they mess around and change curriculums.
Yes.
And when they change curriculums, everybody all up and on the whole building. Oh, I had my, everybody laminating their anchor charts and all that stuff. I think if the people just really take the time and dig deep and be a continuous learner and learn more about technology, and more you can do so much more with technology. You know what I mean? And it's what kids are now. We got kids that are technology based. These kids ain't pencil and paper children. These kids don't even know how to write in cursive, bro.
And they're going into a world that's technology based.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So why wouldn't we change our format where it's heavy on technology? But then too, you got to realize the district not spending my bad, you got to edit that out. Some certain places are not spending enough money on that.
I'm not editing out.
So see, I think a lot. I think a lot of the districts, it's not just because that's my other problem with technology. I feel like because of the way we have school districts centered, They just say, oh, I'm going to just throw a whole bunch of money at the problem and then we'll figure it out. We are buying technology that does the same thing as technology we already own.
True.
We got
Absolutely.
we got
Absolutely.
things. I got 3 emails. I got 3 emails.
Me too.
Why? And we paid for all of them. And it's like, these are things where I'm like, we're not spending our
because
money
they don't have
spots.
somebody who has a top down idea. Like this is more the reason, Devaughn, where like I talk about this all the time about the path of education where you go from teacher and then they think that, okay, you should be a teacher, then you should try to be a vice principal, then you should try to be a principal, and then you should maybe work in the ad building. Where you need to think teachers and good teachers need to be thinking about alternate routes as far as their educational journey. People like you, people like Duff, people like me, people like Los, like need to be not saying, okay, I'm going from teacher to this to that. Instead of saying that, say teacher to policymaker, teacher to person who's like in a district, like a school board member, so that we can help to make some of these decisions that make sense. Because a lot of people who are making the decisions don't know anything.
And I think it's young energy too. They got a bunch of old energy up there. You know what I mean?
But you also have to think,
young energy.
Look at how we're structured, where it's like, you are a great teacher. Like, we saw interactions with you and your children, so you were a great teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm a decent enough teacher. We got Los, a good teacher. Duff is a great teacher. If you are a really, really great teacher, that is all you can get to. Mm-hmm. There's no pathway up.
Yeah.
All they tell you is, oh, you're a really great teacher. You know what you should do?
Take on more kids.
You should be a specialist. You should be a specialist now and try that out, and you should teach teachers how to teach. But then you become a specialist, and they're like, well, we're not really going to have you teach teachers how to teach. We're going to have you do administrative stuff. And since you're already doing administrative stuff, why don't you look at administration?
Yeah.
And just do that. And it's like you get further and further away. Because the truth is, the further you rise up in education, the further you get away from the children.
It depends.
Wait, you dealing with grown folks.
It depends.
Exactly.
It depends.
The higher you get up, well, I'm saying, of course it depends, but come on now. A superintendent of a school district is overseeing everything.
But how many interactions? How often do principals be in classrooms, man, and deal with kids for real?
I don't necessarily think a principal, his job or whatever, the best schools, the schools that perform the best are the principals who make it their job and make it a point to be involved in education aspect of their campus. I think that a lot of principals don't, because they're more interested in being involved in the disciplinary part, the other part, like the getting parents involved or whatever else. They
answer 35,000 emails all day.
Yeah, or whatever.
But that's also that's the easiest thing to do. That's the easiest thing to show.
Delegate.
It's difficult to show, I have taken your child in the 7th grade at this level, and I've risen them in the 8th grade to this level. In 2 years, I've been able to take your kid to this. That takes some level of discipline on the educator's part of logging all this in and calculating things and showing it. Yeah. It's easier to be like, hey, man, look, I ain't got no tardies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody here every day. So that's it.
We had no absences for the week of such and such and such and such.
That's the easy stuff to celebrate. And I'm not saying that those aren't wins. Those should be the minor wins. What really we should be saying is like, man, look, your child came here on a 3rd grade reading level in the 7th grade. And by the time we got into the 8th grade, they are now at a 7th grade reading level.
That's big. The child should get a free pizza for a year.
That is huge. And I said, now we're on the pathway to get them somewhere. Yeah. We've taught your child how to think. I'm telling my kids now, like, that this is what college is like right now. You guys are doing independent learning.
Yeah.
I'm not over you. I'm not telling you when you can use the restroom.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you where you need to go. I am here for you. Yeah. I will lecture you. I'll tell you all this stuff that needs to be done. But if you're not going to do it, you're not going to get the grade.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I am worried about what a state will do to all of y'all if y'all decide y'all don't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
They might fail y'all. Last year, they were like, they were literally in meetings deciding on if the school year was going to count.
Yeah.
Imagine that for kids that were working.
Yeah.
Imagine working the whole year and then they'd be like, hey, dog, do over.
You got to come back, man.
So that's my thing where I was like, look, y'all have a golden opportunity to really take control of your learning. And at the flip side, I should be talking more to us as educators. As educators, we have a golden opportunity to do something. Something
different, dog. And
innovative. I feel like, just like we were saying, it's an opportunity. I am not confident in the nation to take advantage of the opportunity right now. I'm going to
tell you why. You want to know why? Because the majority of the people who are teaching right now have been in it 15 plus years, or even 10 years, and they like the same old. They're scared of their computer and technology when it's really not that difficult.
But you know what? The other thing too is, like we talk about, when I'm talking about the system, what's the incentive of a teacher to be a better teacher? Like if I worked any other job, the jobs that I've worked that I've really enjoyed, if I do well, I get something. Yeah. If I do well, something happens. You can be the best teacher or the worst teacher for the same amount of time. And if y'all started at the same time, y'all in the same spot.
Yeah. Well, they gave me $1,000 for being the best teacher. What, $1,200?
There's like an intrinsic motivation factor that like every education needs to have. I mean, like you're right. Like that used to be a thing that bothered me about education to no end, that like if I'm the best teacher in the school, but I'm my 5th year teaching, that somebody else who's in their 24th year teaching is going to be getting paid a lot more than me. Mm-hmm. And they coach some shit and don't win no games, and they've been teaching for a long time. They're going to get a lot more money than I would get for being.
Man,
so crazy.
I'm being dead ass.
Say their name. I know you feel it. Say their name, dog. Hey, man, you ain't there no more.
Relax.
That dude, that's still relax.
But no, I mean, I'm just saying that's
no. But that's a big thing.
That's how the game goes, and it's been going that way. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't feel any kind of super negative way about the whole process. But I think you put a good question out there. I think that as an education community, we're gonna get closer to these things that, like, I know so many people who are in education right now, and I'm just gonna kind of put a bow on it in this way to say that I know so many people in education because I've been in education and I've had unique opportunities over the last 10 years to do more than most educators that I know have in regards to knowing people, knowing how things work, kind of understanding the system from so many different levels, and having relationships in a network of individuals who aren't like what you would not traditionally have as a classroom teacher. Yeah. To where I think I need these resources. Like we're at such an age, we're at such a pivotal point in time where we need to start connecting some of these resources and doing some dope stuff for kids. And be on the lookout for that, because like you're saying right now, like what stops us from having just our own Zoom school, quote unquote, mentoring, not necessarily mentoring, but Zoom Academy at 6 p.m. 3 days a week for underprivileged kids who now have access to these things to be able to do some stuff. There's some cool things we can do in education. Go ahead.
That's all. But that's also one of the larger things that I'm afraid of, because this, especially given this administration, this has really exposed the school system to any kind of capitalistic venture. Yeah. And my whole thing is, it's going to come with great ideas. Because I was thinking the same. Like, I would love to have a charter school. Yeah. But when I see charter schools, it's like one of them is good for however many are trash. Yeah. Like, you're right.
You ain't wrong when you're right.
And my thing about it is, I really want good policymakers to get into our public school. Because the truth is, if this goes to any kind of capitalistic idea where you have to pay for education, black people are going to get the short end of the stick.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah. We are not going to get, like, we already get the short end of the stick when it's public school. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you start making people and monetizing pay, they're just going to be like, well, y'all in the building, y'all are good. Yeah. No. And there are so many charter schools that are like, hey, look, I'll come to your city, I'll put your kids in a little shirt and tie, and then I'll move on.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the public charters. I'm not a fan of the Yes Preps, the Harmonies, the Kips. I'm not a fan. I mean, because I have my reasons, but I'm just not a big fan of how it's the kind of the philosophy of we're just gonna keep your kids in here longer and we're gonna dress them up a certain way that's literally what it is. And guess what? I know from firsthand that the teachers aren't as good. So we start and they don't pay the teachers as much. So it's kind of like
and they're not certified either.
I'm gonna dress it up and I'm gonna make it look nice.
Yep,
that's pretty much it.
Yep,
yep. They put some lipstick on some shit.
And we're gonna buy an old bank building or old city park, and then this.
Look! I told Houston is the king, like
the epicenter.
Hey, I bought an old HEB.
I about to say about old
Kroger. Put your kid. I bought an old Fiesta. Yep. I said, your third grade class is where the bread used to be. Like, that's literally what we do. Because you're just like, hey, I got the building space. Your kids are here. They look nice. They're well behaved.
And charter school getting all that money.
We're making this disciplinary system where it's like, look how well ordered they are. Mm-hmm. If you went to public school, them boys be wild.
Well, you know that's the number one thing with black kids, though, that they have to be behaved a certain way. They don't work. Don't get us on our soapbox, man. You know.
I know.
You know who was one of the best behaved students in my high school? Anthony Daniels, Moose Daniels of Urban Flowsaurus. Now's as good a time as any to check out the good folks at Urban Flowsaurus. The big homie Moose Daniels has been supplying a steady stream of independent, underground, and exclusive R&B, hip-hop, and beyond across your airwaves. Pretty much any day of the week, you can catch Mr. Hydrate or Intoxicate on Facebook Live under Urban Flowsaurus, spinning something extra soulful or jazzy that'll either take you back to a certain time in your life or make you wonder why you never heard that track before. Go to his Linktree at Linktree/Urban Flowsaurus to find the links for the radio shows, podcasts, and live performances from Moose Harris, and be sure to follow him at Moose_Harris on Instagram and Twitter. Man, listen, there's so many ways to consume music these days, and Urban Flowsaurus produces content in every which way imaginable. So check him out. Moose Harris of Urban Flowsaurus, a different voice with a show like you've never heard before.
If you're looking for the most public school guy with the coldest beer in the world and the biggest cat on the bayou, his name is Moose. Straight A's Daniels.
Straight A's. Straight A's Daniels. Don't you say Straight A's Daniels. Hey man, interesting policy talk on education. I want to keep having this because it's a germane conversation that we need to keep having, man. But I want to flip back to a couple of things, man. First, just real quickly, I was tinkering with some stuff, and I don't know how I ended up on the XXL Freshman Class, which came out, I guess, earlier in the summer, and I'm assuming we never talked about it ever on the podcast because I don't remember. So
I don't even know who was on that. They should have kept that.
So let me just throw out the names, and y'all tell me who do you know and who might actually make some shit pop. So the XXL Freshman Class this year was started by, like, the number one person they had on was Pop Smoke. And then he got murked. Okay. So it was like no more Pop Smoke. They took him off the list because of it. After Pop Smoke, Polo G. Are we familiar?
I heard that name before. I don't know what know his song.
Me neither. Chica?
No.
The female. Yeah, I know who that is. I haven't heard the music though.
NLE Chopper.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, me too. He got the little dust him off, whatever it is. I like that little song.
He's straight. He all
right. Jack Harlow. I like Jack Harlow a lot. No, I'm a fan.
I like Jack. He's the white rapper.
He's a white. He's the white rapper of the day. But his
Candid hit. Okay, that's day one. That's day one. Nah, Market Marcial.
But he got cuts, man. Lil Keed. Nah. Lil TJ. Nah. Fly.
Oh, that's TJ Ford's son.
Shut up. Flyo Foreign.
Nah.
Cali Boy.
I heard that name before. I don't know what he got.
I feel like I'm thinking about the older Charlie Boy though, so I would say no.
Rod Wave. I'm a big Rod Wave fan.
Oh, Rod Wave. I know. I'm not going.
We like Rod Wave. It always feels like on these lists, the South people are a year behind. Of like we already knew them. They already had their wave, and now it's like, oh, they're in the XXL, whatever.
Yeah.
Baby Keem.
No.
24 Golden.
No.
And Mulatto.
Yeah.
I know Mulatto.
Yeah.
But that thing been out like 6 years, huh?
Yeah.
So,
but now she's getting waved with the Gucci track and some other stuff now.
So these are that was the list, and like I said, listen at it. They gonna let Jack Harlow win because he white. NLE Chopper is gonna fall into this little mold of the same type of people who do the same type of thing. He'll be around. Yeah. He's kind of in that lane of the.
He got a good 3 years.
Who I was about to say the lane of the
I never know
NBA young boy
how they include a freshman,
but not as gangster.
No, I don't think nobody do that. No.
I was cool with Rod Wade.
Yeah, like Rod Wade was the one I was gonna say is like the leader of the class to me. But we did this last year. We got this list last year, and y'all boys was like, who did we know and who didn't we know? And let's revisit last year. Last year was Comethazine, and we was like, okay. Nah. Tierra Whack, no. But listen where the list goes. The Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lil Mosey, whatever his name is. Roddy Ricch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
YBN Corday. YK Osiris.
Okay.
Rico Nasty.
No.
Okay.
Gunna.
Yep.
Blueface. And Megan Thee Stallion. So last year, in a year, that list kind of came to fruition.
Like they was on to something.
They was talking about it a little bit.
I mean, look, the other thing too is when you get on the list, that's also going to get you a little bit of
fair enough
because people are like, "Who are you?"
That's true.
So we're gonna look back next year and look at this list and be like, if you didn't make it, you wasn't hustling hard enough. You wasn't doing your thing.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you put me a little song out right now with the Baby Roddy Ricch and Megan Thee Stallion,
it's going up.
It's definitely going up.
She got that gunshot wound to the back of her foot.
I mean, pretty much. So that's my thing. Like, it's difficult for me for the last 5, maybe 4. That last XXL with probably J. Cole's freshman class or whatever.
With Wale,
that might have been the last. Yeah. That was the last time I was really considering it because it's like so much music comes out. Like, I'm not even blaming XXL. It's like, dog, once you drop, there are so many people. Like, now I just look
That's funny. J. Cole was the 2010. That was so long ago. J. Cole killed Nipsey Hussle, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa, OJ the Juice Man, J-Rock, Fashawn, and Donis. So, yeah.
And that was the last wave that I felt of people coming through record labels. Like, record labels to me are dead now. Like, they exist, but they don't hold
what's
weight.
crazy is that the next year, we've done this before on the podcast, but I hadn't looked at it in years, but the next year was so much better. I mean, and that was a fire year. Like J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, Freddie Gibbs, Big Sean, Wiz Khalifa. That's like a crazy list. But then the next year it's like Meek Mill, Big Crit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Side of Prince, Yellow Wolf, Lil Twist, Fred the Godson, Mac Miller, YG, Kendrick Lamar. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, okay.
So if you're looking around that time period, so like for the last 5 years, it's been kind of like hit or miss. Like, I know y'all gonna get, if y'all name 10 people, I know y'all gonna get at least 4.
Yeah.
Like, 4 of them gonna be hot. 4 of them, I also feel like Meg Thee Stallion being on last year's list was like, that's a gimme. Like she's hot.
As I look at the list,
you said Meg Thee Stallion is a freshman class when she been selling for over a year.
As I look at the list, of the people in the last 5 years, the only list that was like 5 years that had some longevity is 2016. Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Yachty, Kodak Black, Denzel Curry, G Herbo, Dave East, Lil Dicky, Anderson .Paak, 21 Savage, and Designer. That's the only one that's got some stay power.
Oh, they deep.
Yeah, like other ones.
Well, I mean,
in the last 5 years, Designer was the biggest one at the time, probably too. He probably was the main face.
Yeah, but it's over with. He had it.
And that's my thing, where it's like, I'm not saying y'all not gonna get anybody right. It's just, I don't think people are really going to a magazine right now to see who's hot.
Absolutely.
True.
Absolutely.
Like right now, I literally look at Twitter. That's how I found, like, who's that girl? Flo Milli out of Alabama? Yeah. I'd have never heard of that girl if it weren't for Twitter.
Well, you know who our favorite one right now is your boy from Baton Rouge.
Hey, what you call it? I had to put the people on him.
Oh, you know. Oh, I thought you was saying. I thought you was trying to still stand for NBA YoungBoy.
And has YoungBoy made a list?
Let me see.
No, I think NBA YoungBoy made the list.
We talking about Fredo. We talking about Fredo Bang, but NBA YoungBoy was no. I don't see him on the list.
That's what I'm saying. It's one of those things where I'm like, NBA YoungBoy is funny because he's one of the arguably biggest selling artists out right now. Yeah, in a time of streaming.
Oh yeah, I saw him heard him on a song the other day with Migos, and I was like, that means that that means Migos is trying to use him for a wave. Is what that means.
No, absolutely.
He was in the car with Snoop Dogg the other day on IG.
Yeah, so
because it's one of those things where it's like he's selling, but people cannot really place how he sells. I mean, NBA YoungBoy is a super popular artist, and a whole lot of people do not know.
Okay, so let's just
fifth, sixth, seventh.
Can I go ahead on and say the name that's not on the list? Another name that's not on the list that never made a list, but like we had this conversation. We've been talking about it. We was talking about it at when we was hanging out this weekend. Listen, bro. Daniel goes hard, bro. I don't care what nobody say, man. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Listen, bro.
Oh yeah.
Listen, bro. Okay.
Rocking with
let me just state my argument, and I'm not gonna be long with it.
Go ahead.
When during around the Super Bowl time, one of my homeboys, his son came over, and his son is like a freshman in college right now, and he was like, Tekashi 6ix9ine the GOAT, and he kept saying it, and we kept laughing, and he was like, nah, he the GOAT, like he the GOAT, and the same way that Tekashi 6ix9ine sells albums is the way that NBA YoungBoy sells albums.
Exactly.
It's the same way that XXXTentacion sold albums. It's this thing that you can't put your hands on, but it's this thing that young kids know. It's this thing that they download heavy and listen to 1,000,000 times and probably create bots for their favorite artist and whatever they're doing right now. It's a thing. Like they don't make the same music, but whatever. And the reason why I say Tekashi 6ix9ine is the GOAT is because I actually went on his Twitter page recently because of that, him pulling up in LA and being at the Nipsey Hussle thing and saying, let me see what he did. And then I just clicked on a song and it was like 3 videos he had planned. And all 3 of them was bangers, especially the ones where he's like doing his Spanish singing thing.
Yeah.
They go ham.
I tried to deny it. I mean, he snitched or whatever, but I ain't gonna lie, the late Spanish song was rocking.
That has been his style. He's definitely pushed albums. Mm-hmm. But this is also an age where, look, I think Tekashi has had some hits. There's no getting around it. I don't believe his sales. Like, that's just it. Okay. Like, I truly believe YoungBoy sales because they make sense. Like, it's like, YoungBoy does not drop a song and then disappear. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe Tekashi just like I believe Little Pump when he came out. Like, you have a marketing company behind you that pushes out stuff, but like, there's no reason. I'm gonna tell you right now, if Devaughn Douglas, drop a song with Nicki Minaj and a record company backs it, it would be on the charts for longer than 2 weeks. For you, Tekashi 6ix9ine, to drop a song, like, if it fell off the charts, they'd be like, oh, that's cool. Devaughn don't rap. That's why that fell off. There's no reason why a so-called #1 artist should have a song with Nicki Minaj and it should disappear. So that tells me, I'm like, yo, something's up. Like, something's up in the count. This
is why we got to have the music / education aficionado named Just Devaughn in the podcast. Because I never thought about that either.
Me neither.
But also the reason why I pointed out is because he knows this because he points out when other people do.
Oh,
when he came out and he's like, "Oh no,
Katy Perry,
Justin Bieber and Katy Perry and all y'all faking y'all sales." And it's
so
like,
he know exactly how it go.
And that's why I'm saying people need to listen to Tekashi because he's not dumb.
No,
he's a marketer, and so that's my thing. Like, he's almost a perfect marketer. He is a creation of this streaming era. He is a kid that literally grew up and is like, all I need to do is look at what is popular and figure out how to get views. The views that sustain the longest, at least when it works out, when I'm trying to come up are people that hate me.
Yeah.
If you dislike me, you are so much more willing to come to my page and look.
Just
and
to hate.
No button.
Just to hate.
There's no button that says, "Oh, well, that's a hate view."
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter. The problem is when it comes time to sell a product. On a smaller level, we talk about this in artists in Houston. There are artists in Houston that have millions of followers. If you have 1 million followers, you should be able to sell out a venue.
True.
If you have 1 million followers, you should be able to tweet out. And that's why it's funny when it's like, there are artists that don't have, there's a reason for the rise of like,
you got to understand that some of those artists are caricatures and they're not necessarily about the music. You know, like the Plies of the world and the Sauce Walkers. People not necessarily always following them for their music. You know what I mean?
So see, here's the funny thing about that. I think Sauce Walker could sell out a venue. Like, that's what I'm saying. Okay. When I talk about sell out a venue, not only do I think Sauce Walker could sell out a venue, like if he picks it right, like NBA YoungBoy, one of the last concerts I was going to cover before COVID was his. Yes. He had the venue that was downtown by the Hard Rock Cafe. One of the weirdest things about that is usually if they have something there, all the
what is that, Bayou City? The Bayou City thing?
Bayou City Music Hall or
Plaza,
theater or whatever it is. So usually all the writers and stuff get word of who's going to be there and you apply for the venue and all this other kind of stuff. I'm sending out calls to the people that are running the concert like, yo, I want to cover the concert. I'm not getting calls back, which is kind of out of the norm. So I call some of the other writers and they're like, Doug, we're not getting any responses back. 2 days before the concert, we're like, oh, they overbooked. This concert's going to be a dud, right? I talked to somebody at the Bayou Center. I was like, yo, let me get a word on the concert. They said, we're not doing this concert. Somebody paid and rented out the event for the evening. That's one point. Somebody paid in advance and rented out the whole Bayou thing. I was like, okay, that's weird. But the guy was even like, but they're about to lose a lot of money because we don't have no pre-sales. All right, cool. The day the event started, there was a line going down the street downtown. They sold out that venue in a day. Not pre-sales, parents, white parents, dropping their kids off in front. My homeboy was sending me pictures. I cannot believe that all these kids showed up and sold out.
And if they bought the venue outright like they did they make more money because they were able to sell it?
They get the whole door.
They absolutely made that money. Because I can tell you, first of all, with the artists like NBA YoungBoy, I know just because of racism and systematic alone, they taxed them. Yeah. They was like, oh, I know you're going to be a problem. We're going to charge you extra, da-da-da-da. But they were smart. Hey, cool. Yeah. We paid it. We rented it out. We got all the security. And whatever we pay, we keep. Whatever we make, we keep.
Yeah.
They sold out that whole venue walking up.
Damn.
So people were walking up buying NBA YoungBoy tickets. When I looked at that concert online, because I knew a couple of photographers that actually went up there, that thing was packed. It looked disorderly and everything. I was like, oh, I'm glad I'm not there. Because I'm old.
Yeah.
Them kids is young.
Love that
they
shit.
Was having... Them kids was loving it.
Yeah.
This boy standing at the center stage, surrounded by 50 people on stage and thousands of people in that venue chanting this dude's song
with no shirt on.
He wasn't even
some gold.
He wasn't even up there long
with a cigarette.
And I said, that tells me that you can sell a product. This ain't just streaming.
Yeah.
This ain't just, oh, I left my Xbox on and I played all NBA songs. This ain't, oh, I just downloaded it. This is something. I don't know if Tekashi can get that.
Well, I've seen concerts of him stage diving and doing a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like if Tekashi came to Houston and did the same thing, he would sell that same stuff. But his numbers are way higher than 20.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I mean, Tekashi can get some, but I'm saying to be like that.
And walk up. Yeah, that's heavy.
And my other thing, too, is the level of Tekashi.
That's the point that I think is the thing, right? Like NBA YoungBoy, like Tekashi should do what NBA YoungBoy was able to do.
Exactly.
But he should be able to do it at a 3 times as bigger venue because of the numbers of followers, the number one hits, everything else he has. So
because that's what shows the realness. Because if we're gonna make Tekashi is superstar level.
Yeah.
NBA YoungBoy is supposedly local level, but that's not how he's moving. He's moving like a superstar.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know, man.
You ain't wrong when you're right.
He giving us a whole a whole lesson, man. Hey, Devaughn, if you had to go to that concert, like, how much would you pay? That music for Nothin NICE to say.
You know they say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Aldo NICE.
Ain't nothing nice. Yeah.
Listen, man, racism is still alive and well, man. If 2020 has taught us anything, it's that everything we think about marginalization, prejudice, and injustice are factual happenings, and that the man is real and been holding black folks down way too long. One aspect of this systematic racism that we were discussing last week on our No Limit Chronicles live reaction show available now on YouTube was racism in the top tiers of sports. Remember when No Limit had their sports agency and everybody went out of their way to let everybody know that they weren't good at their jobs because they was black? The Ricky Williams deal notwithstanding, them boys never got a fair shake because the powers that be don't like the idea of black people controlling all of the money that comes from black dominance in sports. Another aspect of systematic sports racism was our talk last week about forcing college football players back on the field so that they can get revenue that comes from the sport and not give two shits about the long-term well-being of the black players. Ply said it best, so feel free to go back and listen to last week's episode and hear that. And when we get to the top levels of sports, we still can't win for losing. Masai Ujiri, story loading soon. All that to say, they don't like us. Especially in sports when we have too much power or they feel like they can't control us. In the same breath, another part of sports that annoys me is the draft process. A team of so-called experts from each team get together and forecast your whole career, your character, and your prospects simply based on their gut feeling of who you are as a person and what they think your work ethic may be when you grow up. Keep in mind, they're judging kids. It's definitely got a bit of an auction block feel to it, but I don't want to go far too left with this analogy. Remember, when the general managers asked Dez Bryant if his mama was out there turning tricks, and when they questioned Myron Rolle if he was too smart to be in the league because he was a Rhodes Scholar, or if DeMarcus Cousins would make it in the NBA for no particular reason except for the fact that his character was questionable, or the one that pissed me off the most, when they questioned my man's Darius Geis from LSU about being gay, or that he hung with Boosie and Webby and was all about doing things, quote unquote, the dumb way. Well, it looks like they all prove y'all wrong. Wait, what? What you said? Darius Geis got kicked off the team last week for domestic abuse.
Just one.
And this week he got 2 rape allegations from his days at LSU. See, what had happened was, I mean, what I was trying to say was, shit, never mind. I ain't got nothing nice to say about niggas who go out of their way to prove them racists right. So I won't say nothing at all, man. God,
hey, he wasn't gay though. He didn't lie to him.
Hey, long story short, they didn't get it right. He wasn't gay.
He wasn't gay. That's fucked up. I'm sorry.
That's the thing they tried to hit him on. They say he dumb way, man. Boosie and Webby.
He's the dumb way.
Man, I didn't even know he got kicked off the team. I didn't even know that he got kicked off the team 2 weeks ago behind some domestic abuse. I didn't see that story.
I didn't know that either.
But now the 2 rape allegations come like the week after. Well, guess what? When he was at LSU, like, come on, man.
4 years ago, when it rained, it pours, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We are discussed that.
It is what it is, but the when I said Masai Ujiri story loading, absolutely. Did y'all see that? To me, that is some of the most wildest thing. Like I remember, like when I saw the news break and I saw the little thing, I was like, wow. So last year during the championship, if y'all don't remember, when the Raptors beat the Warriors, he went down on the court to congratulate the team, and then he got in trouble, and it was this big thing because he pushed the security guard. And they had the video of him pushing the security guard. The security guard has not worked in over a year because of pain and distress and everything else. Been getting paid, whatever, and they had sued the Raptors and the organization and the president. And then the whole video came out to this week, and that man pushed Masai Ujiri. He said, "I am the president of the Raptors," and he said, "Shut the fuck up," and back the fuck up, and pushed him again, and then that man pushed him back a third time. 2 different angles of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, if this ain't a 2020 story about how they always do us and they always believe them, I don't know what is, man. That's just crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
And believed him all year.
For a year.
Look, essentially, I'm sorry, but why would he in his position come down when his team just won a championship and push a security guard
out the blue?
Like, if the owner of the Knicks came down and got in a squabble with a security guard, we'd be like, hey, y'all know that security guard messed up,
right?
Yeah,
right. Like, y'all know he messed up. But why did we even and everybody, media and everybody, well, the jury's out. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. We don't know. Yeah. This black man might have risked everything to get a couple of shots at a security guard. Because, when you win a championship, that's what you want to do.
No, the first thing
beat up a low-level
just Devaughn, the first thing you do is go down there and slap the first person making $22 an hour.
Exactly.
That's the first thing
like
you
he
do.
came down like
especially
where is the nearest white man that works for me?
And you about to go get you got to make them people pay you some more money because you that good. You put them together. The first thing you do on your mind is to walk down there and slap the first $22 an hour person you see.
Slap the taste out their mouth. They $22.
I don't think they talk about the story enough.
That's the first thing you want to do.
I don't think they're talking about it enough. I feel like it should be all over ESPN.
Yeah, no, it's wild shit.
If LeBron did some crazy stuff, if LeBron did something like this and he got found out that he did it, that's all we be hearing about. They shut down everything.
LeBron's next to Jesus, man. I don't know how he do it.
My point is just that, put it the other way. If he had actually just walked up and pushed the cops, guess what? The cops would have released that body cam footage the week it happened.
Absolutely.
The next day.
That should tell you everything you need to know when something happens.
TMZ got secured that. TMZ secured that body footage now. That's TMZ.
But think about you talk about a dude of this stature, and that's a cop. He was moonlighting as that. Like that's a real cop. Like that's how. Look at his response to cover himself.
Black man.
Dog, I was being attacked so badly I had to fight. And that's how bad. He said that knowing that there was video out. Knowing that he had recorded video himself.
Everybody got a camera out.
There are millions of people, thousands of people in this stadium.
Listen, people, it don't even got to be that. You had a camera on you.
Yes. Knowing your own security footage is going to come out and you still lied and was like, you know what, he was beating me so
because
bad.
Guess what? Because they going to believe it. White privilege. And guess what they did? Yeah, they believed it. White privilege.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, we're gonna hold this as long as we possibly can, but it's going to come out at some point.
Crazy shit.
That's what they told me.
And black people have to do that thing like, wait, I felt like all black people knew what he said when he was like, that's all right. The evidence is going to come out.
Yeah.
But now I got to wait almost a year.
And he countersuing. I'd be countersuing there. I need all $22 an hour that you make.
Oh yeah, no, I would be
for the next 22 years.
But I want my money out of him.
Yeah,
for the next 22 years.
As a matter of fact, if I'm that rich,
but what about his kids?
I'm hiring.
What about black kids?
I'm hiring a private investigator just to investigate him all the time.
Come about that picture.
I want to know any money coming.
I need you to file. I need you to file bankruptcy, bro. I need you to file.
I need you to file bankruptcy multiple times.
Yeah, twice. Like every 10 years, you got to refile.
Yep.
But you wouldn't even need the money. You're the president of the Raptors. Relax.
No, I'm going to donate it. I'm going to donate it.
I would donate all
in his name.
Yeah.
I would donate all the money. I'd make sure he was entered in competitions. That way, if he win money, I get it.
Yeah. I'm going to donate to
I want that man to win the lottery and be like, oh, did you pay me my money? All right, cool. Give it to me so I can burn it. I'm just gonna donate this somewhere.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna pay for 1,000 girls to go to the NBA YoungBoy concert.
1,000 white girls. 1,000 white girls, and they get backstage passes to do whatever.
But listen though, Al. I'm gonna go the day of when the walk up and get it.
And I'm just gonna stand outside and hand them out.
Just stand right by the ticket booth. I got the next 50.
Hey, you need a ticket? You need a ticket? Y'all together?
He gotta go.
1, 2, 3,
he gotta
Everybody
go
else coming up.
on the team website and be like, in Toronto tonight, NBA YoungBoy concert. I'm gonna be outside giving out tickets to the first 500 white girls.
Hey, and listen, the only way you get the ticket if you hashtag the cop name. You gotta take a picture. And hashtag
You know what, too? Okay, so that's the other thing. I get tired of the fact, like, the cop is what did something wrong. I don't even know man's name,
the
dog.
cop.
We should be his name should be Mud, dog. All these cops do stuff.
Don't make me
and
no
then they just
hashtag, no
disappear.
slogan, man.
It's Canada.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
If
Canada,
the cops mess with me, if the cops kill me, dog, hashtag they names.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
I want everybody to know, like, yo, this dude's a piece of trash.
Nah,
Like, that's just it.
I disagree. I would prefer. I prefer to be. I
definitely
prefer to be the
hashtag.
Mike Brown than the cop who killed him.
Oh, you want to be hashtag?
You know, my favorite little song right now is that Toby song, Toby Nguyen, whatever. How do you pronounce his last name? You know this.
The Wigway.
Is it?
Yeah, the Wigway.
Why do y'all know how to pronounce things in Nigeria?
Because I grew up in Houston.
Okay.
I grew up around Nigeria.
When I talked to him one time, he corrected his name.
Okay. We'll make it home. That's my little jam right now. When he say don't make me no hashtag, no slogan. Just if you ain't heard that one, go download that thing. It's a whole fool. But hey, let me ask y'all a question. Why the hell every time we get Just Devaughn on the podcast, it's a marathon podcast?
2 hours.
My bad. I didn't know y'all were used to the quick, like, in an interview I do an hour. I thought this was like a regular, like a Joe Budden-esque 3 hours.
We do our regular dad is an hour and about an hour 15, hour 20. We go a little long. Hour 30. This extended clip.
This that drum.
Yeah,
that's what we hovering at. We're 135.
Rumble
Say hello
hit
to
us
my
up and
little
say,
friend.
yeah, man, y'all gave us that extended clip. They cutting?
Yeah. That's
I mean, I had one shit. Since
we
we here, I'm just gonna end with this one story, man, because I did have another story, man. Can I please talk about a hyphenated last name black woman before we get out of here?
Go ahead.
Hyphenated last name black woman. Go for it.
A Harris County civil judge, Judge Alexandra Smoots Thomas. Okay, she served on the bench of the 164th Civil Court District for 10 years. She got suspended last year and has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She, the investigators said that she went to a woman's driveway and was honking and causing a disturbance. When a woman came outside, she and Smoots Thomas got in an argument, according to police. Then Smoots Thomas allegedly fired that pistola at the woman. Her attorney Kent Shafter told ABC 13 that the woman involved in the incident is the girlfriend of Smoots Thomas' husband. She was arrested on Wednesday and she is being held on $1,000 bond. She's currently suspended after being charged last year using campaign funds on jewelry, luxury items, her mortgage, and more. And she even announced she's still running for re-election in 2020.
She gonna get it.
She was charged with 10 counts of wire fraud. Yeah, she pled not guilty. She claimed that she used 25 racks in campaign funds to pay for items like a luxury handbag, a $700 ring, her children's school tuition, and her mortgage.
Well, that's all part of campaigning, though, because you can't have your children in public school if you're running for office. Come on,
you're not wrong when you're right, but Smoots Thomas was out. Smoots Thomas was out letting that thing ride sideways at that woman's house, man.
That's crazy, bro.
Sorry.
That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. It's not too much else to say except for the fact that it's wild.
That's wild.
I'll tell you what it is to say. How crooked is your system where a judge, like, she wasn't even worried about her job. I'd be worried about my job. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't.
You gotta realize, it hit
They'll
different
take my
when
license.
your old man cheating on you and you trying to run for re-election. That look bad on your image.
That dude.
And then she probably know the chick. Like, she probably been knowing.
Probably went to high school with her or something. Yep.
Yeah, and she told her to relax on her husband, and the lady refused. And she saw that text message, said, "I don't care nothing about her. Come get this thing. Come get this WAP." And when she saw that WAP, and then when she sent the dude the song, set off. And she listened to NBA YoungBoy the whole way. When she pull up,
she definitely did.
She was on that. She was on that. What you call it, dummy, stupid.
And then when she shot that thing, she said, "Yeah, that is that weak aiming pistol."
How long did you have that one saved up? Like, when
We just make stuff up as we go.
Oh, okay. Most of the time, it's come up. Yeah, had that one saved up already.
Yeah, man.
Nah, we just make them up as we go.
This is part.
Wire fraud and you out here firing guns at people,
busting guns at the most, man.
But I mean,
you're a judge.
You can't be a judge with a little Coach purse. You got to be a designer bag, $700. Your kid, you can't be.
No,
a judge.
the ring was $700, man.
Oh, okay. So she went to what that place called? Tiffany's. Got her little ring.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then
I don't even know why you talk about no $700 ring like that's a big money purchase.
No, I'm saying the husband probably got that for the girl. I'm thinking the husband got that for the girlfriend. That's probably why she's really mad.
That's a mistress ring.
Yeah, $700. Cause them the rings that go on your middle finger and your pointer
on your panky daddy.
Okay, she's a civil court judge. Because I was about to be like, dang, I know if you put me in jail, I'm getting out.
Right?
I feel like, hey, my judge out here busting guns at people.
My judge is doing incompetent.
Y'all got to let me out. Y'all have to let me out.
Bye. I gotta go. She probably stayed in the chief office. Said that they ain't put it behind bars. She's in the chief office chilling.
Now the real question is, which one of y'all voted for?
If she was a Democrat and she was in my district, I voted for her.
I voted.
Because I'm about to say, which one of y'all voted for her? Because she was up. Like,
definitely voted for her. And will again. Anybody who willing to bust their gun behind their old man.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when he buy that chick a $700 ring.
That's pretty much my go-to. If I don't know who the candidate is and they got a hyphenated last name, I just say, "Oh, they must be black," and I vote for them.
Got to be.
I gotta be honest. I be Googling them, and sometimes I just look at the picture and just move on. So I feel like, who was she running against? Thornton? Yeah, I might have voted for her.
Oh yeah, you voted for Smooth Thomas. After she,
I might have voted for Smooth Thomas. Smooth Thomas just sounded like a cooler name too.
Thomas.
But looking back, that sounded like somebody that might bust a gun. So you know,
Thomas.
You don't want that Smooth Thomas. Yeah, I got you. No, I agree. Big agreement. Hey man, listen, man, we done gave y'all an extendo clip, man. 100-minute daddy today, man. Look, hopefully everybody out there enjoyed the Best Friend Weekend podcast. Go check out everything we're doing, and also. As we always say when Just Devaughn comes on, go check out In My Humble Opinion, streaming everywhere that you look for everything on YouTube, on Instagram, all that other good stuff. It's about time for y'all to have the Best Friend Weekend back on the ones and twos on our YouTube, on our Zoom.
Another one,
huh?
Yeah, I said we definitely got to do.
Yeah, so it's been about a year, so we'll get that popping. So all that good stuff. But as always, until next weekend, until next time. Have a great weekend. Make it a Best Friend Weekend. And we out. Whew.